In this video, I want to show you how we can use IVT or intermediate value theorem to show that an equation has a solution. Let function f of x be equal to x to the 2 plus 100 sine x. Show that the equation f of x, don't forget f of x is this, equals 2025 has a solution. So we want to show that using IVT or intermediate value theorem that the equation f of x equals 2025 has a solution. X to the 2 plus 100 sine of x is f of x. So we substitute f of x with the value, with its value. F of x is x to the 2 plus 100 sine of x. We want to show that x to the 2 plus 100 sine of x equals 2025. This is an equation. We want to show that this equation has a solution. Whenever we have questions like show that this equation has a solution, has a one solution, or even sometimes two solutions, for showing that an equation has a solution, we can think to using IVT or intermediate value theorem, because it is a tool that can help us to show that equation has a solution. But attention, it doesn't help us to find the solution. It just helps us to figure out it has a solution. Then we can use other methods for finding that solution. But here we want to only show that it has a solution. For using intermediate value theorem or IVT, usually from the given equation in the question, we make or we define a function. Here, so first step in doing these type of questions is to define a function for yourself. And for defining the function, we move all the terms of the equation to one side. So here, move 2025 to the left side, or in another way, subtract 2025 from both sides of this equation and name it function, not f of x, because already we have f of x, something like g of x or h of x, whatever you want. So let's define, for example, g of x here. We define function g of x in the form of x2 plus 100 sine of x minus 2025. We move these to the left, and now here is 0, so we moved everything to the left and we defined it as function g of x. So this is our function. Then immediately we have to check for continuity of this function, because attention, if you want to use intermediate value theorem for a function, you are allowed to use it for only continuous functions. So first you have to check the continuity of your function. And this function is continuous everywhere because x2 is a polynomial, is always continuous. Sine of x is continuous everywhere, and this is a constant. So we have to mention that g of x is a continuous. You have to mention this in your solution. G of x is a continuous function, because by writing this, you mention that I consider that g, the function, is continuous. Now the next step, which is the most important step, is finding two numbers that one of those numbers should make this expression negative, this function negative, the other one should make this function positive. So we are looking for a number to substitute for x, and by substituting that number in this equation, we expect to get a negative value. And then we are looking for another number that by substituting that number for x, the value of this expression gets positive. You should not think so much about finding these numbers. Randomly test some numbers. Easily, in the most of the cases, you can find this appropriate numbers. For example, random number like 1, 0. You can test them and you can see that they work. For example, the easiest number usually is 0. So let's see what happens if we plug in 0 for x. If we plug in 0, g of 0 is 0 to the 2 is 0. Plus 100 sine of 0. Sine of 0 is also 0. Minus 2025. If we calculate this, 0 to the 2 is 0, sine of 0 is 0, 0 times 100 is 0, so finally this equals negative 2025. So 0 makes this function negative because this is less than 0. Now that we have a number that makes the function negative, we have to look for a number that makes your function positive. Again, don't think so much, just try different numbers. For example, I am looking for a number to substitute for x here, and I want the expression to be greater than 0 for that number. Of course, a number like 1 doesn't work because 1 to the 2 is just 1, but we have a negative 2025 here. So you have to substitute big numbers. For example, you can try 100. 100 to the 2 would be 10,000. And 10,000 minus 2025 is positive. So let's see what happens if we plug in 100. Then we have 100 to the 2 plus 100 sine of 100 minus 2025. If you have a calculator, simply you can put this in a calculator and you would see that this is positive. But if you don't have a calculator, without a calculator also you can check that this is positive, because 100 to the 2 is 10,000. And attention, this sign is a small number. We know that the value of sign is always between negative 1 and 1. So the maximum or minimum of the value of this expression is only 100 or negative 100. So it's not important really. Then we have minus 2025. 10,000 we have here, minus this number is not important. So definitely the value of this expression is positive without a calculator. Now we have almost everything that we need to show that this equation has a solution. Please attention. Now we know that at 0 this function is negative. We know that this function at 100 it is positive. So somewhere between 0 and 100 this function equals 0 because it was negative. Now it is positive. So somewhere between these two it should be equal to 0. So this completes our proof. Just we have to write it. Now we say, or we complete the proof this way. Because g of 0 is negative and g at 100 is positive, so from IVT or intermediate value theorem, there is a number, let's name it the number C. There is a number C between 0 and 100, somewhere between 0 and 100. There is a number C between 0 and 100 such that g of that C equals 0. And this completes our proof. So now we know that this equation somewhere between 0 and 100 equals 0. When it equals 0, if we move this to the right, then this means that this equation, this original equation, has a solution. Because now we know that this has a solution. But this is exactly this original equation, but just we move this to the left. And this completes the proof that this equation, f of x equals 2025, has a solution.